Alright, it's time for backstory. Everyone likes backstory. Alright, let's go. I was online a couple years ago at around 1 a.m. Why do you care what time I was on? Why are you asking me these questions? I'm going to be the one asking the questions around here. No, instead I'm going to just tell you. I was a kiddo. Oh, the new episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants they showed on the television were absolute shit. So after going through bad quality videos on foreign websites and other sites flooded with ads, I came upon an unofficial website that had full episodes ad-free. Alright, listen, the quality wasn't the best, but it was better than most websites, and besides, it was SpongeBob's SquarePants. On the bottom was a link that said SpongeBob Lost Episode. Being a complete doofus, I clicked on it. When I did, I thought it was probably a screamer or something. You know, one of those things that go, ah! But I clicked on it anyway. I was bored enough to click on the video and watch it. Don't judge me, I was a kid. What the hell? I totally forgot about looking for old episodes. The episode video had poor quality. The episode itself was pretty much forgotten by the writers, hence why it was lost. And like every episode, it started with the theme song. Who lives in a pineapple? Well, you know the rest. The title card read Patrick's Leg with the normal fun-filled bubble letters we all know and love. First thing that didn't seem right was that after the title card, the transition, instead of bubbles, was just a blur into the beginning of the episode. How low budget. It started out as a harmless SpongeBob SquarePants episode with SpongeBob and Patrick watching the sunset. But then Patrick decides to go sandboarding, so they do. Thus far a pretty normal episode and not quite scary at all. Patrick then tries to do some sort of trick on his sandboard but fails. As a result, Patrick falls. And his leg falls off. SpongeBob goes after him to see if he's okay. During this scene, instead of the usual Hawaiian theme music, more suspenseful, dramatic, serious music plays, reminiscent of Jaws. Patrick screams a painful scream, more painful than he usually would, and I mean his leg fell off. What the hell are you asking for? Oh, I could feel it all right. I guess it made sense. He just lost his leg. He was bleeding profusely all over the effing screen. Oh yeah, nothing too far out of the ordinary, right? Right. Wrong. Well, after that, the opening and the music and that one scene, oh, it was going to be normal. I knew it was going to be normal. I decided it would be. The next scene took place at a hospital where the doctor tells Patrick he needs to be in a wheelchair for a little while. As they walk out, SpongeBob is pushing Patrick in his wheelchair when they run into some girls. The girls start talking to Patrick because of his leg and ask if they can sign his cast. As they walk away with Patrick, leaving SpongeBob by his lonesome. Oh, just like a normal episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't remember what happened throughout the episode. Don't ask me. Well, why are you asking me? I'm going to skip some scenes. Now, let's get to where it gets really creepy, because him losing his leg wasn't scary at all. Later that night, SpongeBob knocks at Patrick's door. In this scene, the background looks more realistic than usual, though I tried to ignore it. When Patrick opens the door, SpongeBob tells Patrick that he forbids him to see those young women ever again. Patrick gets furious, but not as he does normally. There's a fit of true, genuine anger. And he tells SpongeBob that he despises his guts. Or rather, I despise your guts. The girls leave in fear. This is when I started to feel funny about this episode. SpongeBob then screams in an unusually deep voice, something like, "Oh yeah! Well, as long as you hate me, I can do this!" And he starts beating Patrick's lost leg area violently with a rock. After that, the screen goes to static for a fraction of a second and cuts to a scene where SpongeBob and Patrick are apologizing for something during the daytime, except the lighting of the animation and the voices don't match up. The animation of this scene was so effing poor, it was a loop and it goes on for a good 4 or 5 minutes, or should I say a bad 4 or 5 minutes. I was creeped out. I just wanted to see how the show ended, darn it. The screen went black for a minute or two and cut to a scene from another episode where Patrick is Jeffrey Jellyfish in a wagon and says, Come on, Jeffrey. And the screen goes black again, this time for only about 30 seconds, and cuts to a CG animation of Patrick cutting SpongeBob's stomach open with a piece of broken coral, with realistic blood gushing out while looking at the screen with bloodshot, dilated eyes. His mouth doesn't move, but you could faintly hear him say, "I knew this day would come," in an echoey voice. You can also hear SpongeBob laughing for some reason. The scene goes on for another 3 minutes, but nothing is heard but static, which gets louder and louder till it's unbearably loud. Then the normal credits come on with a very faint image of the last scene still showing. Oh, by golly, that image will be burned into my mind forever. The United Plankton logo wasn't shown as usual. After the video was over, it just froze. I had to reload the page, yet it wasn't available. Couldn't even find the website anymore. Even when I looked up Patrick's leg, nothing came up. I understand if you don't believe me, but I know what I saw, even if it was at 1 a.m. What the hell was I even doing online at that time? I thought I told you not to ask. Why'd you get rid of that computer I watched the episode on? Even after complete reformatting, it never worked correctly. The episode file could never be deleted from it. It kept opening on its own. I wiped the hard drive clean several times, and the episode wouldn't go away. The sound control didn't work, and it was the laptop, but the power never seemed to run out, and I couldn't get it to turn off. I was going to keep the computer just so I'd have a copy of the lost episode, but looking at it was making me nervous. I had a recurring nightmare several nights in a row. The episode was playing, but instead of the photorealistic SpongeBob corpse, it was me at 10 years old. I found a picture of myself at 10, and the nightmare was closer to it than my own memory had been. Oh, that picture of myself at 10 dead started flashing on the computer screen so quickly I could never be sure. After that, I just destroyed the computer. I took a piss on it. Determined to get to the bottom of this, I kept searching online. I found someone who said they had a Blu-ray DVD of it and they would sell it to me. Well, I was nervous but determined to find out the truth about this and end the matter. I bought the tape as well as a really old and cheap Blu-ray player, since I had a feeling neither would be the same after watching the episode. Well, the episode was pretty much the same as the file I downloaded. I don't want to say anymore. This wasn't worth it. I'd give anything to go back to how I felt when I had the computer with the files scaring me. I destroyed the tape, but it didn't help. Commercials on the tape. I don't want to remember them. They were monsters from my dreams I never told anyone about. News promos about tragedies that hadn't happened yet. Surreal computer-generated animation that wouldn't have been possible in the 80s, or now for that matter. A former friend watched it with me, but he saw completely different things with one exception. There was a seemingly live news report from June 18, 2014. It said that people were found cut open in their sleep. I'm sure you could figure out what cut open could have been by. I wanted to know more. More about the episode than there has to be. I found the episode on my computer that disappeared from my laptop forever. The nightmare stopped. I didn't want to go into Patrick's leg anymore. Just say about it made me sick, but still I wonder what actually happened. And one day I saw my friend searching up Patrick's leg. I yelled at her and told her never to do that ever again. I've known her since forever. She was my best friend. I went to her house because it was her birthday. I walked in because I had a key. I looked everywhere for her. I was getting ready to leave. I saw her TV playing Patrick's leg. Oh, it freaked me out. The police never really investigated. I brought it up so much to the police I became a regular. I don't know how to move on from this. All I can tell you is that Patrick's leg, he's a starfish. You might think that a starfish leg tastes good, but really it'll just destroy your life.